the Texas Flying Legends Museum, an aviation organization dedicated to the core value of sacrifice above self. To look beyond the needs of the one and work hard for family, for community, and for country.
We were taught historically, as I grew up and as my father grew up, that you really needed to work for something bigger than yourself. It's about the preservation of the heritage of what made America great.
As their name suggests, all of the museum's aircraft are flyable. The Texas Flying Legends Museum used their fleet of World War II airplanes to both honor our veterans and teach their history.
So we've acquired those planes so that this could be a flying museum and not a static museum, and could have a much bigger impact than having a bunch of planes on static display.
You're breathing life in an inanimate object. I mean, it shakes and rumbles, and you can smell it and see it and the smoke and everything, and that's incredible. It's a very different experience than walking up and seeing an airplane on display in a museum.
Putting an airframe together so that it can sit in a museum is one vehicle to use to try to inspire people and tell the story. But if you can actually fly them, we think it brings it more to life for people. And we see it all the time with children that come to the planes after they've landed, and they're interacting with the pilots, and they're talking about the loops and barrel rolls and all the things they're doing. And that's the type of museum that we want to stay focused towards.
Well, you know, they're supposed to fly. Their airplanes are supposed to be in the air and not on a pedestal. It's nice that Texas Flying Legends does what they do. It really is.
The Texas Flying Legends Museum attend events nationwide, inviting veterans to experience the aircraft from their past and to say thank you for their sacrifice and service.
I think it's very inspiring to them to know that this far after the fact that we haven't forgotten and we're still honoring them. I think it brings quite a bit of joy to them because it wasn't done and forgotten about. You know, they're still appreciated. We still honor them.
Along with their work honoring veterans, the Texas Flying Legends strive to take those lessons of the past and bestow them on our nation's future.
Honoring the heroes that flew these airplanes is certainly an important part of our mission. But for me, what's more important is making the next generation understand, first of all, the price that was paid for our freedom, and secondly, the fact that it can be gone. If we forget that, it will be gone. As important as honoring the heroes is, educating the next generation and inspiring them to understand the value of our freedom is a far more important mission.
It's not the airplanes, it's the people. It's the story that came from behind them and the history of those people and what they did to protect our way of life and come back and build a nation. And that turned into a respect. I'm trying to educate other people that there's more to living in the country than sticking your hand out. And these people were a great example of what it took to be here and to stay here in the future. Hopefully it's more than just having fun flying airplanes. Hopefully it becomes something that we can develop into a story that we can get out to some of our younger generation and say, hey, this is what's great about our country. We're still the greatest country in the world, but it's going to take some work to keep it that way. And it's up to them to do it, and they can use these past generations as an example of how to have that happen.
Resourcefulness, tenacity, courage, loyalty, innovation, and patriotism. These qualities make up the foundation of the Texas Flying Legends Museum, an organization whose mission is to take these values, the values of the greatest generation, and pass them on to the next.
This mission is evolving. I think the Texas Flying Legend Museum is evolving. I think it's a journey, not a destination, and I think this journey of honoring veterans, inspiring children, is going to continue for many years to come.